You are exhausting yourself trying to build a perfect life, and it is exactly this frantic, relentless construction that is burying you alive. We live in a frantic age completely obsessed with addition. We wake up in the dark, stare at a glowing screen, and immediately ask ourselves, how do I become happier today? How do I become wealthier, healthier, sharper, more productive? We eagerly stack new habits upon old ones. We consume endless, breathless advice from people who are just as exhausted as we are. We are desperately trying to find the exact mathematical combination of morning routines, dietary supplements, and positive affirmations that will magically unlock a state of permanent, unshakable bliss. But I want you to stop and look at where this relentless pursuit has actually left you. Look at the reality of your daily existence. You are carrying a crushing, invisible weight. It feels as though you are dragging thick, heavy, rusted iron chains up a steep, endless mountain of scree and loose gravel. And every new goal, every new piece of self-improvement advice you consume is just another heavy iron link forged onto the chain around your neck. You are slowly sinking under the massive, suffocating mass of your own aspirations. This is not a failure of your character. Biologically, your central nervous system was simply not designed to constantly pursue an ever-shifting, constantly retreating horizon of total optimization. When you continuously chase new forms of dopamine, the fleeting thrill of a newly set goal, the momentary rush of downloading a new productivity app, your brain inevitably enters a state of severe dopamine depletion and chronic cortisol elevation. You are demanding that your neurochemistry sprint an endless marathon through a desert, and the result is the profound, hollow, aching exhaustion you feel deep in your bones when you stare blankly at the ceiling at 2 a.m. You do not need more things to do. You do not need another mountain to climb. You need to stop. Let us examine exactly how this toxic obsession with adding solutions is quietly dismantling your life right now. Look first at your work, your career, the daily labor that consumes your waking hours. You are constantly trying to be brilliant, trying to stand out. You are endlessly looking for the ultimate psychological hack to double your output, the perfect organizational software to categorize your chaotic mind, the single networking event that will suddenly change your entire trajectory. Experiencing this feels exactly like frantically pouring high-octane rocket fuel into a fragile engine that is already choking, sputtering, and suffocating on its own black smoke. You are drowning in a suffocating sea of neon sticky notes, hundreds of unread emails, and a graveyard of half-finished projects. Psychologically, you are falling victim to a cognitive trap known as the action bias. This is the irrational, primal human impulse that screams at you that doing something, absolutely anything, is always better than doing nothing. Your exhausted brain falsely equates frantic motion with actual progress, so it ruthlessly demands that you add more tasks to your plate, completely blinding you to the fact that you are simply accelerating your own inevitable collapse. Now turn your gaze to your relationships, the people you claim to love. You desperately want to be a better partner, a more attentive friend. So what do? You plan grand, sweeping gestures. You buy expensive gifts. You lie awake scripting out perfect, profound conversations in your head, hoping to engineer a cinematic moment of deep, lasting connection. But underneath it all, the cold resentments are still there. The silence in the room remains heavy. It feels like painting a thick, beautiful, glossy layer of pristine white paint over rotting, termite-infested wood. The surface looks immaculate and perfect for a brief moment, but the core structure is silently collapsing beneath your feet. In doing this, your brain is willfully ignoring a fundamental psychological principle, the negativity bias. Human beings are evolutionarily hardwired to weigh negative, painful experiences far more heavily than positive ones. No amount of romantic, candlelit dinners or spontaneous vacations will fix a fractured relationship if you are still constantly criticizing, quietly stonewalling, or completely failing to truly listen. You are frantically trying to add drops of love without first doing the hard work of subtracting the poison. Finally, look deeply inward. at the relentless, chattering internal monologue that echoes inside your skull. You are so desperate to feel at peace, so desperate to quiet the noise, that you force aggressive, positive affirmations into a mind that is currently operating as an active war zone. You stand rigidly in front of the mirror, staring into your own tired eyes, and tell yourself that you are successful, that you are happy, that you are perfectly calm. Doing this feels exactly like standing alone on the edge of a violent, crashing, chaotic ocean during a hurricane and trying to whisper the massive waves into total stillness. It is utterly futile. It is deeply exhausting. By forcing a false, fragile layer of synthetic positivity over your genuine pain, you are creating massive cognitive dissonance within your own mind. Your brain is acutely aware that you are lying to it. The vast, unbridgeable gap between your forced, cheerful words and your actual, chaotic, painful reality creates an immense cognitive load. This drains the very last drops of your mental energy, leaving you feeling entirely numb and deeply alienated from your own authentic self. But there is a completely different way to navigate this incredibly difficult life. An ancient, quiet, profoundly effective method that requires absolutely no forced positivity, no manic hustling, and no endless optimization. It is the concept of inversion. It is the art of solving problems backward. Instead of asking how to achieve a brilliant, glowing success, you ask yourself, how do I guarantee absolute, catastrophic, irreversible failure? And then, you simply dedicate your life to avoiding those things. The legendary, deeply pragmatic investor Charlie Munger famously built his entire worldview and vast empire on this singular, unassuming idea. He realized early in his life that it is remarkably difficult, almost impossible, to be consistently brilliant, but it is incredibly easy and highly effective to just avoid being consistently stupid. He did not seek to constantly outsmart the complex global market. He sought to ruthlessly identify and avoid making foolish, catastrophic decisions. I want you to think of the captain of a massive, heavy iron ship slowly crossing the freezing, treacherous waters of the North Atlantic in the dead of a pitch-black night. A foolish captain, a captain obsessed with the modern idea of success, stands frantically on the deck. He is staring up at the stars, constantly yelling orders, aggressively adjusting the sails, trying to find the absolute fastest, most efficient current. He is desperately seeking the perfect gust of wind to shave a mere hour off a journey of thousands of miles. He is entirely consumed by optimization. But a wise captain, an inverted captain, does not look up at the sky at all. He looks down. He stares deeply into the freezing, black, terrifying water. He focuses all his attention, all his hard-won experience, and all his energy on one singular, vital task: identifying and navigating around the massive, jagged, silent icebergs floating in the dark. He knows a profound truth. The ship will reach its destination eventually, propelled by the natural currents of time, as long as it simply does not sink. Optimization is entirely irrelevant if you are dead at the bottom of the ocean. This perspective is not negative thinking. It is not pessimism. It is extreme, life-saving realism. Psychologically, the practice of inversion is the ultimate, most effective hack for your complex human nature because it actively and cleanly harnesses your innate loss aversion. Your primitive brain, governed by the amygdala, is evolutionarily wired to spot danger, to deeply fear loss, to instantly recognize pain. It is a survival machine. When you try to envision a perfect, completely happy future, your brain struggles immensely. The image is blurry, abstract, totally lacking in visceral emotional weight. It feels like a distant dream. But when you ask your brain to imagine pure, unadulterated misery, crushing isolation, terrifying bankruptcy, chronic sickness, deep, bitter, inescapable regret, your central nervous system immediately lights up. The image is razor sharp. The danger feels physically real. Inversion takes the very anxiety that is currently paralyzing you and transforms it into a perfectly calibrated, flawless compass. If you truly want a good, peaceful life, do not ask yourself how to be perfectly happy. Ask yourself instead, exactly how can I guarantee that I will be deeply, irreversibly miserable 5 years from today? The answers are brutally, painfully obvious. You would ensure you sleep only 4 hours a night. You would consume endless, toxic outrage on the internet. You would ruthlessly compare yourself to the curated lives of strangers every single waking minute. You would systematically isolate yourself from anyone who dares to tell you the truth. You would numb yourself heavily and allow your physical body to wither from inaction. The exact map to a personal hell is incredibly clear and easy to read. And the secret to a good, unshakable life is simply looking at that map and walking slowly, deliberately, in the exact opposite direction. This brings us to today, right now, the very next hour of your actual life. I am not going to give you a shiny new habit to track on a spreadsheet. I am not going to ask you to sit in perfect meditation or buy an expensive journal or blend a complicated green juice. You're already carrying far too much weight. Today, you are going to practice the quiet, powerful, ancient art of subtraction. You are going to create a to-don't list. I want you to take a physical, blank piece of paper and a pen. Feel the texture of the page. Write down 3 specific things that you absolutely, unconditionally guarantee you will not do today. Identify 3 jagged icebergs you will steer your ship clear of. Perhaps you will not look at a glowing screen for the first hour after waking up. Perhaps you will not utter a single complaint about the weather or the traffic. Perhaps you will not consume processed sugar after the sun goes down. Pick the specific, repeated behaviors that practically guarantee your daily frustration and simply draw a thick, dark line through them. When you attempt this, be warned. Your brain will immediately, violently rebel. Your frantic, hustle-poisoned mind will scream at you that this is a complete waste of time. It will argue that avoiding a negative is somehow not the same as achieving a glorious positive. It will try to convince you that you are just being lazy and falling behind. You must recognize this panicky inner voice for exactly what it is. It is the desperate, physiological withdrawal symptom of a chronic dopamine addict. It is your fragile ego demanding that you build a massive, visible monument to your own productivity, when in reality, all you truly need to do is quietly sweep the floor. Let the wave of resistance wash over you. Feel the discomfort of not adding anything new and hold your ground firm. You do not need to be a towering, once-in-a-generation genius to live a beautiful, meaningful life. You do not need to be relentlessly, exhaustingly positive or ruthlessly, mechanically optimized. You simply need to navigate the dark, unpredictable waters of this existence with your eyes wide open, respecting the deep, silent icebergs and letting the slow, steady, inevitable current of time do the rest of the work. Stop trying to frantically add brilliant solutions to a cluttered, overwhelmed mind. Start carefully removing the foolishness, start subtracting the poison, and watch how quickly, how miraculously the water clears on its own.